It's a wonderful week here in Lawrence County as our Heart of Georgia Career Academy finally opens its doors. We had a great crowd this week, came out to tour and take a look at all the hard work has gone into this the last few years. Our Heart of Georgia Career Academy now open in Lawrence County.
Wonderful day to be here. Look at this building. Lieutenant Governor and I were just commenting about what can be done with a building such as this and what we've got going on today. It's great to have all of you here today. It's a wonderful event. It's been a long time coming. A lot of hard work's been invested in it. A lot of people in this room, as Howard said, we couldn't never recognize everyone. But we thank you. From the bottom of our heart as the Howard Georgia College and Career Academy, we really thank you. And students, it's not every day we get Lieutenant Governor to come down and be with us. So just so all of you know, as I told you yesterday in your class, I went over and spoke to the students how important you are to us and to this community. You're our workforce of the future. You're the things that's going to help continue to grow this economy around here, help businesses grow, help support businesses. You're the students with your home schools. That's the great thing about this College and Career Academy. You participate in your home schools and you get to come here and we get to help you, hopefully, tie that together with existing industry. An industry that's here today, we look forward to continuing to work with you. We thank you, for each of you, that have come forward and already started the partnership with us. And we look really forward to what we're going to be able to do together. The sky's the limit. It's really up to us. You know, we've created a field here, and I comment all the time to the school superintendents and the school systems, both Dublin City, Lawrence County, Bleckley County, and Wheeler County. Oconee Fallen Technical College and Middle Georgia State College. It's tremendous what y'all helped us set the platform for. Now in industry, it's time for us to step up and help make that platform happen and help these students continue to see that vision and really get a hold of what's going on. You know, we've started off with science and innovation and technology and logistics, two great classes. And I encourage you, before you leave today, when you take the tour, ask these students about what they're learning. You'll be surprised about what they're already into and what they're already getting to be part of. But you know, I'm going to shut up and get out of the way because y'all don't want to hear me. Y'all really want to hear the Lieutenant Governor, and I don't blame you. But as he comes forward, as Howard says, you know, we really appreciate his support. He has been there for us, Irene Munn and the whole group. You know, Russ Moore, as he helped coach us through the processes. The board that we have is tremendous. The school partnerships are just great. And we look forward to many more school partnerships to be part of this Heart of Georgia College and Career Academy, because we're part of the Heart of Georgia. And we look forward to serving each of you and then really with the industries, being a source for you to be able to continue to drive forward in. So with that said, I'm going to introduce our Lieutenant Governor, Casey Cagle. And why I'm introducing him to him, I'm going to also give him a gift because I understand he's a really avid bicycle rider. And we want, when he's riding a bicycle, him to remember the Heart of Georgia College and Career Academy, because we want to give him a bicycle coat, or a little jogging coat, or a little something with our logo on it, so he won't ever forget where he came and never forget about us as we continue to move forward.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Great. Well, thank you all very, very much. I promise you I will use that. We're beginning to get a little bit of fall in the air up my way, so it's really nice. But let me tell you, this thrills my heart today as I flew in and got off the airplane and was greeted by the administration and hearing about all the excitement and seeing the turnout here from the business community. There's nothing, I think, that is more important than what we're doing here today. And none of this would happen without the phenomenal partnerships that exist. But I obviously have to brag on two individuals. Matt Hatchett, who's your House member who does a wonderful job, and a guy that I spend every single day and most every morning with, Ross Tolleson, Senator Tolleson, who is not just a great senator but a dear personal friend of mine. They support the budget, and in that budget, one of my initiatives is making sure every year that we have money there to support the ongoing expansion of college and career academies across the state, with a goal by 2020 of having every student have access to a college and career academy. It's something that I'm very passionate about and I believe very strongly in. What I will tell you, though, is two quick little stories. Number one, back in 1970, Birmingham and Atlanta were virtually the same size in population. But during that day, the leaders took on the largest investment of its day. It was a thing called Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson Airport. Today, there's no comparison between Birmingham and Atlanta. You see, what it tells us is that you have to invest in order to grow. And I remember Zell Miller when he was governor, when he said, I'm going to take this sleepy little port down in Savannah, and I'm going to turn it into a true economic engine for this state of Georgia. And he said, my plan is very simple. I'm going to go out and I'm going to recruit the big box retailers to locate down in the Savannah region. And he says, if I'm successful in doing that, those ships will have no other choice but to come to our port. Today, it's the fastest growing port in the nation. Now, why do I tell you that story? I tell you those two stories because we have to have a vision. We have to have a goal. We have to strive for excellence if we're going to continue to be the capital of the South. And I can tell you, what you're doing right here in Middle Georgia, you got a vision. You got a vision that is going to transform what this economy is going to look like. And you say, well, come on, Casey. We're just talking about education. Let me tell you something. The economy does not drive education. Education drives the economy. And just like when Zell Miller says, I'm going to go recruit the big box retailers, you see, if you build it, they will come. You're building something here today. You're putting a seed in the ground that industry is going to see phenomenal value. Every major CEO that I sit down and talk with will tell you, and just the other day, I was visiting with one that I'm pretty confident is going to come to Georgia. But he wanted to talk about incentives. But he quickly moved away from incentives to the number one issue that he had on his agenda. And that was, how are you going to assure me that you're going to have the workforce that I'm going to need with the skill set specific to my industry that will enable me to be successful? You know what? I told him about college and career academies. I told him about the ability for a kid in high school, because of the partnership, that they're able to find career pathways, that industry has the ability to come in and actually help build the curriculum, where kids can leave here with an industry certified certificate that prepares them immediately for the workforce. The fact that these kids are going to graduate here with that industry certified certificate and make twice the amount of money than what a normal high school student can make. And I also told them that in other college and career academies, we have kids that are graduating literally from high school on Friday and on Saturday are leaving there with an associate's degree. That's the possibility. Now, I want you to think about what an economic engine that we have built here today together. Now, with that, it rests on us. Each of us, all of us here today, have got to do our part. And we can't just be complacent. We can't just sit back. Can't have industry just say, well, that sounds like a good idea. We got to have everybody playing a vital role. If the hospital wants to make sure that workforce development is involved, then this is your mechanism in order for the workforce to be there. And the beauty is, when you look in the faces, when you look in the eyes of these kids, and I've seen it, to where they've gotten all of a sudden a light bulb that comes on, to where they now say, this is the career path that I want to choose, and I know what that's going to mean for me long term. We haven't just changed a community. We've changed a life, and a life that is giving them the skill set that they need to take care of not just themselves, but generations to come. This is the beauty and the splendor and the greatness of what we celebrate today. So I want to say to all of you in Middle Georgia, let's make the most of this. Let's make sure that this truly is the economic engine that we envision it to be. And let's do our part, not just simply for the community, which is huge, but the kids, and understanding that they will be the future that will help build this community, this region, into what we want. We're giving you the tools, but what we do with the tools is up to us. So let's make the most of it. And let me tell you, I am so excited and I am so thrilled to be part of this. You guys have risen, have raised the bar in a major way, and you've risen to the occasion. And I am confident that great success is in store as we move forward. And I am thrilled that you're already off to a great start, even though you had to build a dang berm out here on the interstate that my staff told me that took a little bit of effort. But the other thing that is unique about this too, that I don't want to miss, is this regional partnership. One of the things as Lieutenant Governor that I fight on a daily basis is trying to break down barriers and try to get people out of just being in their own silo. And the fact that you've come together as a region with 4 school systems that may compete on Friday nights, all right? But you've come together to say, what is the best thing for our kids? And you've done it in an efficient and an effective way. Please stay committed to that. Stay committed to it, because the future is going to be very bright if we can put our kids on these pathways that are going to be connected to the industry of today, but also the industry of tomorrow. So thank you all. Thanks to the Technical College as well as the State University and all the people that have made this possible here today. It's a great honor to be here to celebrate, and I look forward to great things that come out of this College and Career Academy. Thank you, and God bless you.
Since 1954, Lake's Alignment has stood behind every job they've done. At Blake and all his technicians are among the most skilled and experienced technicians in the industry. You can be assured every job is done right, from front-end work to brake work, or choosing the best tires for your vehicle. Lake's Alignment carries a full line of tires, including quality Toyo tires. Count on the best. Choose Lake's Alignment, located just off Central Drive at East Dublin. Call 272-4230.
This is truly a great day. It's been a long journey. And what I would like to do is also recognize Jay Studstill again. Jay Studstill provided a lot of leadership in the beginning of this thing, and Phil Dowd came on a little bit later. And in the words of our chairman, Mr. Joe, we have launched. We'd also like to thank all of those that made an investment in this program, and there's a lot, some of them I may leave out, but some of the larger ones were our Dublin Lawrence Chamber of Commerce, thank you, Ms. Willie, Georgia Power, YKK, Don Christian, Wayne Christian, and Meadows Regional Medical Center, and Middle Georgia Business Products, Franz Brookmeyer. In January of 2013, we were really blessed to receive a very large, substantial investment in our academy. And in this honor, our first classroom has been named the Morris Bank Global Logistics Classroom. That's a long word, folks. But thank you to Morris Bank and Spence Mullis. Within the past couple of weeks, we've also been fortunate to have another very committed partner. And I think it's only fitting to ask our chairman, Joe Thomas, to come forward and make that announcement.
It's always great to see industries getting involved. And we had one recently, and we had our first visit as we were starting to bring the building together. And I asked a gentleman to come over, and it's the CEO of Fairview Park Hospital, Don Avery, and I'm going to ask Don to come forward and say a few words to us. But he came over and he looked at what we're doing, and when you take the tour, you'll recognize the medical facility that we've put in place. And he told us right then, he said, Fairview Park's committed and HCA's committed. And we look forward to that commitment, and we're going to let Don speak those words to us and tell us exactly the commitment level they're making with us. But we really appreciate that, and we look forward to more and more industries coming forward. So Don Avery, come forward and tell us about it. Thank you.
Thank you. Casey, if I'd have known you were a cyclist, I'd have brought you a Fairview Park cycling jersey. We like wearing those sometimes we go to events. I'm going to try and get you one. Okay?
Please do. I'll wear it.
You know, one of the things the Lieutenant Governor said about this project that to me is probably the most important thing, and that is the regional nature of this partnership. When I was getting dressed this morning, my wife, who never chooses ties for me and never has bought a tie for me in 30 years of marriage, I did ask her, I said, which do you think? And I had a tie that was green and yellow striped. And she said, I wouldn't wear that if I were you because it looked like you're supporting Chuck. Chuck's hiding over here, but he said, you're supporting the city schools. And isn't this a regional thing? I said, yeah, I don't want to offend Rob or anybody else. And so this is a little more bland. But the fact is, it's a regional partnership. And Fairview Park doesn't see ourselves as the hospital for Dublin or for Lawrence County, but we serve 10 counties. We serve 250,000 people. We're the largest hospital with the most services between Macon and Savannah. And there's really no other comparison. And we see ourselves as a regional hospital. In fact, we see ourselves, and apparently a lot of people do, as this area's regional rural referral center. And we get a large number of referrals, and we provide those kind of services. And when I saw what they were doing with the Career Academy, I thought it's a perfect partnership. Where I've lived in the past, I've seen career academies come together. And as this organization is starting out in science and technology and logistics, healthcare is right behind. And why is that important? In America, about 1 in 6 people work in some field of healthcare. That probably might surprise you. But it's a huge issue in our country. If I ask you what the number one domestic issue in America is today, you don't have to go further than the politician to find out it's health care. And as I was telling Lieutenant Governor when he came in this morning, our number one issue is not Medicaid reimbursement, Medicare reimbursement. Those are right up there, by the way. Our number one issue is workforce development and availability. Our workforce is getting older, particularly the nurses. And we have a need for people to come into healthcare. And the reality is, the sooner we can introduce people to the career fields in healthcare, and those aren't just nurses and doctors, they're therapists and technologists and pharmacy assistants and IT people. The number of professionals that work in healthcare and that are critical to the delivery of healthcare to everybody who receives care is really enormous. And it really has to start earlier, and it's all about education. The Lieutenant Governor is right. It is about an economic engine that really begins in the classroom. And when I saw the opportunities here in this school, I saw it more than just an extension of technical education, because I visited a career academy in San Antonio a few years ago, strictly dedicated to healthcare. And a number of the graduates today are nurses and doctors and have advanced degrees. And some of the people go on and they go to technical school and get technical degrees, which is hugely important. I think over half the graduates over at Coney Fall Line are healthcare graduates. And so the need for education is tremendous. And I felt that there's a number of ways that we at Fairview Park can help. One of those is certainly financial, writing them a check, and we'll do that. But there's also going to be gifts in kind that they're going to need, equipment issues, other things that we can invest in, and perhaps most importantly, we can offer people. And by the way, when I say we and I, etc., it's like with Farah, oftentimes I take credit for what she does. I'll say we do this and we do that as a couple, and the reality is, as you guys know, it's the wife that's doing it, and we're taking the credit for it. So when I say we at Fairview Park, I really don't mean Don This isn't about me, because there are people that work for us, some of whom don't even know it yet. They're going to be involved with this project. But I've already talked to a couple of folks, and I'm in the middle of describing the Career Academy, and they interrupt me and said, "Stop, I'm on board. You know, you had me at Career Academy," whatever. But the reality is, we have people that want to be instructors, and they can stay on my payroll and come out here and teach and prepare lessons and mentor students. Those students can come to our facility for internships and hopefully one day come there and work. And so there's a number of ways that we can and will partner with this organization. But it's, to me, a privilege to be a small part of this. And as people have been recognized, I used to think the Career Academy was Bob Dixon and Jay Studsdale. And certainly it's a lot more than that. But the reality is Bob's the one that got this thing going in many respects. To date, you know, I may be the one standing up here, but to date I've had nothing to do with this organization. A ton of people, as Howard read all those names to you, it's amazing how many people have been involved with this. And I know there'll be a number more people to be involved in the future, and other companies that come to the table and support this Career Academy. But Fairview Park and HCA are going to be a big part of this in several ways, and we're real proud to have that opportunity and that privilege. And congratulations to Joe, to your board, and to all the people who've done a lot of hard work. And then finally, Casey, I thank you for your vision. Without a vision, the people perish. And this state has been very fortunate. I wasn't aware of that comparison of the Birmingham and Atlanta, but the vision that this state has had over the years with great leaders, and Lieutenant Governor is one of those. And I appreciate that kind of vision that's going to get us where we need to be. This community, in this county, in this region, can lead the state in this initiative. And I'm proud to be a part of that. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, and welcome to Pitts Toyota. My name is Joe Hall. I'm Service Manager with Pitts Toyota. Welcome and come on in. Here at Pitts Toyota, we honor our customers as welcome guests and service them in the manner they deserve.
We respect the time and the priorities of our customers.
Here at Pitts, our award-winning service, we strive to be your service choice for taking care of your Toyota, offering factory-trained ASC-certified techs like Brooks Nuss, who's been with Toyota for about 35 years. Factory-backed genuine Toyota parts and service makes sure the work on your Toyota is being done timely, professionally, with pride and confidence, and with valued competitive prices. And our rental department, managed by Kenny Baker, he rents only the new Toyotas.
Hi, I'm Joe Allen, Parts Manager here at Pitts Toyota Scion, where we offer genuine Toyota parts and accessories for all your Toyota makes and models, all with a 12-month unlimited mileage warranty and a retail center to keep your Toyota looking and smelling brand new.
Hi, I'm Bert Sheffield. Here at Pitts Toyota, we have a huge selection of tires. We'll match or beat any price, rotate them for life, and give you a free road hazard protection.
And come visit us at 210 North Jefferson Street, Dublin. Also, our website at www.pittstoyota.com, and check us out on Facebook, Pitts Toyota Sign.
Toyota, let's go places.
One of the things many business people and educators ask, well, what is unique about your college and career academy? And so what I thought I'd do is I'd bring Dr. Linda Hayden up from the Southern Regional Educational Board and tell you in a very short period what exactly we're doing that only one or two other high schools in the state of Georgia are offering.
Thank you, Dr. Abney. And as an educator, he's aware that we do love to talk. So I will follow his advice. But I do have some information I really would like to share with you today. And I bring greetings from our president from SREB, Mr. Dave Spence, and our vice president, Dr. Jean Bottoms. And I'm thrilled to be here because I also want to congratulate the superintendents, the business and regional industries who have supported this initiative, and the counties who had the vision that Lieutenant Cagle described when he spoke earlier. You guys stepped out if you were a school superintendent, And I relate their pain and growth to an experience I had in 1992 when I was a high school principal. I invited some people from Georgia Southern University and Ogeechee Technical School to the table in the same conference room. And I told them what I wanted and that I needed some more opportunities for my students. And they said, "You want what?" And I said, "Yes, not only do I want, I'm demanding that we provide these opportunities for students. Because you're in the business, just like I am, of serving students. And the more opportunities we put out there for them, the brighter the future they have." And I think this academy has done that. So that's why I tell you the story. I want to talk briefly about the two courses and tell you a little bit about SREB. SREB is a partnership with 16 states. In 1948, 16 southern state governors came together and some legislators, and they had a dream and a vision to improve public education in pre-K through the PhD level at the college. That vision is still alive today. We collect a lot of research. We analyze that research. We write reports. We recommend policies to legislators. And we also practice what we preach. The research is well test-fielded. It also is founded upon realistic principles that work and policy and practice that matters. And with that, you may not know where SREB is located, as we affectionately call it, but we're on 10th Street in Atlanta on a corner of the Georgia Tech campus, and we're still alive and very active today in 2014. Now, the global logistics course that is being taught here, and it's also a combination of supply chain management, it connects the internal functions of one company with other organizations around the globe. This course introduces students to the concepts of supply and demand, warehouse location, contingency planning, insourcing and outsourcing, and the expansion of existing supply chains. Students who take this course will have real-world opportunities to put to work their skills. They'll have many problem-based scenarios, realistic life examples from the real world of work. And when they graduate, they're going to be able, if they take the fourth course in the pathway, they're going to be able to talk to you about decisions regarding e-commerce. They're also ready with the credentialing that Lieutenant Cagle talked about to enter the world of work immediately. But it won't be an entry-level job. It will be a middle-level skill job. And we define that middle-level skill job as one that's able to support a family of 4. So I say to you, yes, if I had a child, I'd be interested in a child enrolling or a student enrolling in this course for the reasons that I've given you. And at this time, I also would like to introduce the teacher of the course, Miss Tiffany Lofton. Raise your hand so everybody can see you. And thank you for your bravery and many hours of intensive training in order to teach this course. And she also is the CEO of the Academy as we move forward. So she has a dual role, but has done it very well with Dr. Abney's guidance. A second course being taught this year is Innovations in Science, or STEM as we call it. And STEM is nothing more than a combination of science, technology, and engineering. And the course will put real-world engineering tools into the hands of students. And those students will use those tools with a blend of academic and technical skills to solve real-world issues. And when they graduate, they will be able to walk out with a credentialing too, and they can go to work in a mid-level skill area too as a proficient worker who can deal with the demands of a high technology workforce. Or, as in the first course, Global Logistics, they also have a choice of going to college. Or they can work while they go to school. So these students have many opportunities upon graduation. I also want to share with you, and Lieutenant Cagle made me think of this. In May 2009, the U.S. Department of Commerce put out some statistics on STEM occupations. And according to their statistics, the average, and this is annual salary now nationwide, was $880. And realize also that was 5 years ago. So we know the salaries are even higher now than that. And when you compare it to a non-STEM occupation, the average salary for that was $43,460. The U.S. Department of Commerce also predicted that by 2018, that STEM jobs will grow by 17%, while the non-STEM occupations will grow only by 9.8%. The average wage per hour for a STEM worker during that period of time was $24.82. The non-STEM worker was lower than that at minimum wage and approximately $2.50 above minimum wage. Now think about that a moment. That was May 2009. And again, the salaries are even higher now. At this time, I also would like to introduce to you the teacher of this course, Mr. Jeroy Stuckey, and wave so they can see him. And he is also moving forward as the principal of the academy. In closing, again, I want to say thank you to Lawrence County, Dublin City, Wheeler, and Blackley, and all the businesses and industries who were willing to take a chance and step out and support this. It is a dream come true. And in summary, I also will say, when these students, and students, I hope you're listening, when you graduate after having taken 4 courses in just these 2 pathways alone, remember I said graduate, not drop out, graduate. You will have a future that is so different from many of the people you see sitting in this room. When I graduated from high school, it was either a choice of going to work in a low-level job or going to college. And all I can tell you is thank God for CTAE, because I had a teacher who told me with my shorthand skills I would go to college. And I was one of 10 children. So I earned my college tuition by being able to take books in shorthand from college professors and type it back and give them the proof of the books they were dictating. So students, hang in there. There is a bright future for you. And it's up to you to grab it, take advantage of this opportunity, because you see that businesses are willing to support this initiative. Again, thank you. And at this time, Dr. Rowe, you will be the chair for the building tour. And I invite all business industry, legislators, presidents to tour the building. You will be amazed at what you see. We're not there yet. I'm from the Atlanta area, and I'm not used to these gnats, so excuse me. I forgot what it was to do this.
Thank you for joining us here on Newswatch 35. We hope you have a great week, and we'll hope you'll join us again tomorrow right here on Newswatch 35.